Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is The Cobbler and the Sleepy Dragon of Krakow. Hello, little dreamer. Tonight our story takes us far away to Poland. We are going to a beautiful old city called Krakow. Say it softly with me. Kraków. In Krakow, a wide river called the Vistula winds slowly through the streets. At dusk, the river turns silver, then pink, then quiet blue. Tall stone houses with red roofs lean close together along the cobbled lanes. From the main square, a trumpeter plays a soft tune from a tall church tower every hour. And on a high hill above the city stands Wawel Castle, made of pale, cool stone. Long, long ago, in the time of an old king named Krak, something strange lived beneath that hill. Deep inside a dark cave, full of cool, damp air, a dragon slept on a heap of smooth stones. His scales were the color of mossy bark. His tail curled like a great green rope. His breath was warm, like the puff from a kettle on a winter morning. Every few weeks, the dragon woke up, hungry and grumbly. The townspeople would whisper, "He is awake again," and they would worry. They left him sheep and bowls of fresh milk by the riverbank. For a while, that was enough. But the dragon kept growing, and the town grew tired. In the lower town, on a narrow lane near a baker's shop, there was a tiny cobbler's workshop. The cobbler's name was Skuba. He had gray curly hair and very gentle hands. His workshop had one round window, foggy with steam from his teapot. It smelled of warm leather, beeswax, and old wood. Tiny iron nails sat in glass jars on a high shelf, neatly sorted by size. Along the walls hung shoes of every kind: boots, slippers, soft little sandals. On a low stool, a brown cat named Jagoda slept with her paws tucked under her chin. One foggy morning, a little girl knocked at his wooden door. "Good morning, mister." "Skuba," she said. "My shoe has a hole. Can you fix it, please?" Skuba smiled. "Of course, little one. Come in, sit by the fire." He took the small shoe in his careful hands. He turned it slowly in the lamplight. "It will be like new in a moment," he said softly. The girl sat on a tiny stool. She watched the cat sleeping by the hearth. Outside, the bells of the church rang 7 times. The morning mist drifted past the window. "My grandmother says the dragon is hungry again," the girl whispered. Skuba's hands paused for a moment. Then he kept stitching, calm as ever. "Do not worry," he said gently. "Old Krakow has seen many troubles. Clever hearts find clever answers." He tied the last knot and handed her the shoe. She smiled and skipped home. But Skuba sat for a long time, thinking, with his chin resting on his fingers. That evening, Skuba lit a small lamp on his workbench. Its flame flickered like a golden leaf. He looked across his shop. He thought about all the things a cobbler keeps: leather, wax, glue, iron nails, and on the very top shelf, a small jar of yellow sulfur. Cobblers used a little sulfur to brighten their buckles. It smelled a bit like warm matches. Skuba lifted down the jar. He turned the bright yellow lump in his palm. He said softly. "A dragon's tummy must be very warm inside, like a clay oven. And sulfur, when it warms up, glows like a sleepy ember." "Maybe," he whispered, "a very full belly could make a dragon very, very sleepy." He set the jar down and reached for a piece of soft white sheepskin. He smoothed it on his workbench. He took up his sharp little needle. He worked all night, while the moon rose pale and quiet over the river. He cut, he stitched, he stuffed. Inside the sheepskin, he tucked sulfur, dried thyme, and crumbs of bread. He sewed in a few small pebbles for weight, so the bundle would feel like a real plump lamb. By dawn, the little lamb sat on his table, looking soft and sleepy itself. Jagoda the cat sniffed it once, then turned up her nose and walked away. Skuba laughed under his breath. "Even she is not fooled," he murmured. "But maybe a hungry dragon will be." He wrapped the lamb in a warm woolen blanket and stepped out into the misty street. The first pink light of morning was just touching the towers of Krakow. Skuba walked along the cobbled street, his footsteps soft and slow. He climbed the gentle path up Wawel Hill. Wet grass brushed his boots. At the mouth of the dragon's cave, the air smelled smoky and warm. Skuba placed the little lamb on the stones, exactly where the dragon would find it. Then he tiptoed back and hid behind a wide old oak tree. He held his breath. His heart tapped quickly inside his chest. From deep inside the cave came a slow rumble like distant thunder. 2 big green eyes glowed in the dark. Then a long, scaly snout poked out. The dragon stepped into the morning. His scales gleamed dewy in the new sun. He sniffed the air. His warm breath curled like steam from a chimney. he hummed in a deep, rumbly voice. Is that breakfast I see? He bent his long neck and swallowed the soft little lamb in one gentle gulp. He licked his lips. He blinked sleepily. Tasty, he murmured. Very, very tasty. For a few moments, nothing happened. The dragon yawned and stretched his big green wings. Then slowly, his tummy began to feel very warm like a clay bread oven. Oh, he said, surprised. Goodness, I am rather thirsty. He padded down the hill on huge soft paws, leaving deep prints in the grass. He reached the Vistula river, bent his long neck, and began to drink. He drank and drank and drank. The water was cool and sweet. He drank so long that the river dipped along the muddy banks. His tummy grew round and full like a great green pumpkin. His wings felt heavy as wet woolen quilts. His eyes felt heavy too. Oh my, he murmured. I think I need a small nap, just a small one. He turned and waddled very slowly back up the hill toward his cave. At every step, his round tummy bumped softly against the long grass. Skuba watched from behind the oak tree, hardly daring to breathe. The dragon ducked into his cave. He curled up on his bed of smooth stones. He yawned a long, deep yawn that smelled faintly of warm thyme. He tucked his tail around his nose, the way a cat does. His big green eyes blinked once, twice, and then closed. His breath grew slow and quiet and steady, and the dragon fell into a long, deep sleep, deeper than any sleep before. The townspeople peeked out from their windows. They sniffed the morning air. No rumbles, no warm wind from the hill, only birds chirping in the apple trees. Children ran into the cobbled square. Bakers swung open their wooden shutters. The smell of fresh bread floated up the lanes, soft and golden. Skuba walked home along the riverbank, hands tucked into his coat pockets. He did not tell many people what he had done. He was a quiet sort of man. He just sat back down at his workbench and stitched another shoe. But you know how stories travel. They slip from grandmother to grandchild. They drift through windows and over walls and around supper tables. Soon, every child in Krakow knew the tale of the clever cobbler and the sleepy dragon. Years passed, then more years, then many, many more, almost 800 of them. Today, if you visit Krakow, you can still walk up the path of Wawel Hill. You can press your hand on the cool, pale stones of the old castle walls. Right under the castle, there is a real cave. People call it Smocza Jama. That is Polish for dragon's den. You can walk inside if you are brave. The cave is cool and quiet, with little drops of water that go plink, plink. Down by the river, on the grassy bank, there stands a big bronze dragon statue. He is green and friendly looking, with 7 curling heads and a long swooping tail. Sometimes, every little while, he puffs out a soft cloud of warm air. Children gather around him and laugh and wave their mittens. The Vistula keeps flowing past him, silver and slow, just as it always has. Old Skuba is gone now, of course. So is the wise king named Krak. But the cobbler's gentle cleverness still lives in the city he loved. You can feel it in every shoe mended with care, in every kind neighbor who carries an old lady's basket up the stairs, in every patient hand that fixes something broken without making a fuss. So tonight, little dreamer, close your eyes. Imagine the soft mist drifting over the silver Vistula. Imagine the warm bread smell rising from a Krakow bakery at dawn. Imagine a sleepy dragon far below an old stone hill, dreaming peaceful dreams of clouds and apple orchards. And so, Krakow also slowly, slowly fell asleep. Good night.